Happy Tuesday, Joanne. Hello, hello. Wait just a few more seconds here and I'll get started. Hi, April. Welcome. Hope you got your package. And I was thinking about how hot it was. I hope the chocolate made it safely to Niagara Falls. Alrighty, hello everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening. I am Barbary, the Wexford Stamper, and it is Tuesday evening, so you know what that means. We have a fun Facebook Live this evening. Now I have a little bit of housekeeping I'd like to do before we get started. The new catalog is out for, oh good April, I'm glad. The new catalog is out and demonstrators can already order from it. If you saw last night, I did a little haul of some of the things that I got from my first order, and we talked a little bit about the paper and ribbon share. I'll talk about that as well. Oh good, the chocolate made it too, excellent. And something new was Stampin' Up. They are having a second round of celebration. They had it earlier in the spring, but this year they're having a second round. So when customers can start ordering out of the mini catalog on the 3rd of August, there are also great celebration items that you can get free. If you don't know what celebration is, when you order $50 of product from either the new mini or the big book, the annual catalog, you can choose something out of the celebration catalog for free, and we like free. So think about that as the new catalog launches on August 3rd for customers. If you need a catalog, please message me and let me know. I am actually starting to address them this evening. So I want to get them out by the end of the week. Hello, Barbara. Welcome. Thank you for joining. And now, kind of related to that, we again are going to be having a paper share and a ribbon share. This information will be placed on my Facebook page very shortly. I talked a little bit about this last night as well. Your paper share will have the 9 new papers from the new mini catalog. It cut in 6x6 sheets, and that is 108 sheets of designer series paper total. And they'll be wrapped in their own separate bags and labeled and packaged up in a handmade gift box. That will cost you $35 and plus $8 for priority shipping if it needs to be sent. And then there is a ribbon share. We have 9 new ribbons in the new mini, and our ribbon share will be 2 yards of each of the ribbons. That's 18 yards total, and that will be a $16 plus $5 for shipping. If you get both the paper and the ribbon share, you will get a free pack of matte decorative dots, some of the new embellishments from the catalog. And there is an early bird special. If you order by August 1st, you will also get a bonus sample pack of the red and green specialty foil. So lots of goodies if you jump on to our paper shares. So let me know, either message me or comment if you would like the paper share or the ribbon share. Alrighty, I think that's all for that. Now, just remember tonight, there will be project kits again for my projects this evening. And they are free with a $30 order. Please use my hostess code. And if you just like the kit, it is $20. and I will show you the kit at the end of our time. All right, and let's see. Don't forget that there will be a downloadable PDF on my blog, and my blog is www.thewexfordstamper.blogspot.com. Just check back there after this Facebook Live, and it will be up very shortly after. All right, let's talk a little bit about the projects we're going to be making this evening. This is a very popular card design on Pinterest, and all the Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are making them. So I thought, I've got to try this. So it is called many names. I'm calling it a stand-up pinwheel card, but I mean, I've seen it called a tower pinwheel, all kinds of things, but I'm going to call it a stand-up pinwheel. And when the recipient gets it, it fits right into a regular envelope. And this is the front, so it looks kind of like a regular card when they open it up, but then they can open it and let it stand like this on a surface, and then you've got lots of different panels here that you can decorate for them. So this is a really, really fun card to make. So that's one thing we're going to be making this evening. The other is my cute little gift box. And this is made, and it also uses a divider in it. And I'm going to show you how to make the divider using cardstock. And then it has just this right amount of room for a hand sanitizer, a little hand cream, and a couple little mini Tic Tacs. So this is a great little gift for a friend. Not expensive, but nonetheless very, very thoughtful. All right, so those are the two we're going to be working on this evening. Here is a copy of the PDF, and this will be available on my blog shortly after. Oh, really? Yeah, maybe that you can check on the tracking on that, April. I'm not sure. I will check as well and see, but that takes a little bit longer. So hopefully that'll be coming soon. But this will be available for you shortly after our Facebook Live this evening. All right, let's talk about the products we're going to be using. Hygiene. I know it is everywhere. So you know me, Jean, I'm not going to be left out. So I had to make this. All right, let's talk about the products we're going to be using this evening. This is the stamp set. Oh, good, tomorrow. Then you'll have everything you need. This is the stamp set. It's called Plentiful Plants, and it is a photopolymer set. Really super cute, really cute little plant images, pots, and some really nice mixed font sentiments. Love it. Then, of course, it has this set of plant dies. That's actually the official name, plant dies. And of course, they cut out all your stamped images. But what's so super cool about this that Stampin' Up! Has started doing, many of these dies also cut out images in the paper. And here's the paper. And you can see just by looking at this, you don't need it, because much of it is fussy cutting, and you can use your own sentiments if you want to. So I try to make them that only the sentiments would be something that you would need to switch up. So that's up to you if you want that. But none of the other images, I used all paper so that you'll be getting those and you can fussy cut them out. But you can see on this paper here, the little plants and the pots and the leaves, all those things you're able to cut out using your die cut machine and the new dies. So it's really, really great. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's start with our first one. Here is our pinwheel, what did I call it? Stand-up pinwheel card. All right. Yeah, I know. That's what happens. All right, so let's go ahead. This has a lot of pieces. Okay, and I know that for a fact because I was putting kits together today and going, Whose idea was it to make a kit out of this one? It would be mine. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. Let's first put the card base together, our pinwheel. This is really easy and it's kind of fun to make. Okay, so this is something you could use with any of the bundles. You could put together a pinwheel card using any designer series paper and bundle. All right, so what we have here, we're going to use cinnamon cider this evening, and this piece is cut at 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then you have these 3 pieces. These are the panels, the extra panels. You're going to need 3 of these, cut at 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. I did not see that today, April. I have to go back and see that this evening. All right, now, for the large piece here, you're going to score at 3/4, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, 3. So if you can see here real closely, let me see. It's hard to see, but it's scored every, there we go, that's better, every 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to grab my bone folder and we're going to fold and crease the 4 score lines that we put in here. And this is just going to kind of fold together to make the center of your pinwheel. That's going to be this part right here, this kind of like a square tower. All right, so now we have this ready to go, and I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape on the let's see, how can I call this, on the first panel before the first score line. I just couldn't get that together in my brain, how to say that. Oh, that's nice. I didn't see that. I'll have to go look at that, April. Thank you. You guys keep me up to date on things. I appreciate that. All right, so there we have it. We put our piece of Karen tape on there. I'm going to go ahead and take off my backing on that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of bring it around like this. And we're going to make that little square that we see. And the easiest way to do it actually is to fold on that score line and then just lay it down. Okay, so then you have it and it's nice and square. Okay, hi Deb, welcome, nice to see you. So that's the first part of your card. And it has 3 other panels so it doesn't keep falling down. All right, so now we're gonna add our 3 other panels. Okay, and they're just gonna go like this, around like this. Okay, so it's gonna just lay on there, and then it's gonna lay on this one. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put a little bit of Tombow on this first panel here. And then I'm going to lay that right on there, making sure that the edge goes right up to the edge of that rectangle. Okay, you see how that's coming around? Okay, now we're going to do it to this one. Fold it down again. Okay. Then we put a second one right there. See, it goes right up to the edge. You know, you don't want to get too close. You got to leave a little bit of space because when it folds down, it needs a little bit of wiggle room. So don't go too tight against that. Okay. And then our final one, we're going to put right on here. So you're just going around, putting a little bit of Tombow on each of those sides of that middle tower, and then just lining up your panels along the edge there. And it makes your little pinwheel. Look how easy that was. Super easy. So once you have this, you really are wide open in how you would want to decorate it. It's all yours. Now I'm going to go ahead and lay it down and push down and you want to kind of teach the paper to lay down and crease on all 4 of those score lines. I think it's ready. It looks great. All right, now we're going to bring in some designer series paper. You have 2 sizes of designer series paper. What we're going to do is we're going to cover all the sides, okay, with the designer series paper. So you're going to have some large pieces, 4 large ones. You notice that one of the panels is thinner and then one of the panels is larger. So you have 2 sizes and you need 4 of each. So I'm going to do 2 and 2. These are the larger panels, and these are cut at 2 5/8 by 4. And then we have the smaller panels, which are, I use that pattern and then I use the wood pattern. And these are cut at 1 7/8 by 4. Okay, so you have 8 panels all together. Okay, and now you're just going to kind of move around, and I glued all these down. Okay, some people like work on one section at a time, get all the embellishments done and everything. I like to go around and put the paper on. Okay, so I'm going to alternate. On the first here, I'm going to go ahead and put the brick paper. I love this one. This is my favorite. This is cinnamon cider paper. I just love it as the card base for these cards. And I'm just going to put it right there on that panel. And then I'm going to grab one of the wood panels. Okay. I'm going to put that one right here. So it's really just the 2 sizes. I'm going to open to the next, and I'm going to alternate. So for this small one, I'm going to use the leaves, kind of like the palm leaves, the large broad leaves. I'm going to put that here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this cute piece. I love this paper, so cute, has all the little pots on it, all lined up in a row. And that's going to go there. Okay, then we're going to go back to the beginning. That's going to be this one. Go there. Everybody see how that's coming together? I'm just alternating the different papers. But it's really, yes, it does, Deb, it will fit in a regular envelope, and depending how much dimension you put on each of the panels, you might need some extra postage. But it does fit in a regular envelope. Good question. Okay, all right, now last one here. We're going to go back to the cute leaf paper. And finally, the last piece here. So I just did some alternating. You could use all different ones if you like. It's really up to you. You could use all the same. That's what's fun about these projects. You can do it however you like. So there we have it. We still have our pinwheel, and now we have our paper on all the sides. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to get started on the front side, which I chose to be this one here, because as they're pulling it out of the envelope, this makes it look like it's kind of a regular card, and then they can be surprised that it's the pinwheel. So we're going to start with this. Okay, and we're going to be using a lot of the dies and a lot of the paper. Okay, so for the first one here, let me show you. I have these adorable little plants kind of hanging on the wall. Let me show you those. Those I cut out using my dies. And all the die cuts will be cut out for you in the kit. And I will give you the paper that has all the leaves and the pots on, and you'll just have to fussy cut them, or if you have the set, you can use your dies. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to get the little I'm going to call these, what are these guys? Spider plants. I'm just not really good with this plant identification. I was thinking maybe spider plants because I remember having those in college, and that was actually something I could keep alive. I know, it's shocking. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my pot, and then I'm going to just stick the little spider plant right in there. Then I'm going to turn that back over, grab a dimensional, put that on the back, and he's going to go right up here. So there's officially our first plant on there. Let's go ahead and do the same procedure for the next plant. We're going to go with spider plant, unless I hear something better. And you guys are good because you helped me with grow grain last night. Slightly embarrassed by my pronunciation, but we're all friends here. All right, so let's go ahead and get that dimensional on the back. And let's put that cute little plant there. So there's our first panel all done. All right, now let's move over to the second. We're going to have this. This is the little holder. Isn't this so cute? For the pot. I remember these as a kid, the big macrame craze. And then I took paper from the suite and I cut out a little clay pot and a cute little plant. Okay, so this is how this works. We're going to turn over my little macrame here, and I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of glue in some of my open spaces. Don't need a lot. I'm going to turn this over and lay it right over my little clay pot. And now it's hanging. Isn't that cute? Oh! It's gyro, isn't it? I know I say gyro, but I think it's gyro, like fancy people say gyro. I don't know. I need to get out more, I believe. All right, and now I'm going to take the plant and just put a little tiny bit of glue on the base. And there's our plant. Is that the cutest thing you've ever seen? Well, it's got to be up there in your top 10, girls. Come on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals to the back of my new macrame hanging pot, and that's going to go directly in the center of this panel. Okay, now I'm going to take this cute little thread, linen thread bow, and I'm going to take my glue dots. You know me and my glue dots. I'm going to grab my tool here, and I'm just going to glue it right down on the top part of that hanging part. So that'll hold it down at the top, and it makes it look like it's hanging up just like that. All right, one more thing for this. I have a little piece, a 5/8 inch strip of basic white. I'm going to grab my To a Dear Friend, and I'm going to be using the Evening Evergreen, which is slowly becoming one of my new favorite colors. It's going to be great for Christmas as well. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to stamp. There we are, To a Dear Friend. I'm going to grab my scissors and make a little tail. And then we'll be done the first two of the panels. There's my dear friend. And I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to let it hang over a little bit because it will be laying flat in the envelope like this. So I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to put a little glue here, and then I'm going to put a dimensional at this end here. So then it will go right there. And it's okay hanging over onto the brick because I think that looks kind of cute. So there is the first two panels. Now we're just going to turn to the next page. That's what's fun about this one. It gives you lots and lots of sides to decorate. This one I didn't do that much. I made a little love you frame here, and then I just fussy cut one of the larger plants out. Let me show you how I did that. This is in crumb cake. It's from the Stitched So Sweetly dies. And this is just a piece of basic white. And I'm not sure of the size. Let me see. But everything will be cut for you in your kit 1 inch by 2 inches. Okay, now if you notice, none of the sentiments were really small enough to fit on here. So what I ended up doing is doing love you by dividing it. And let me show you how I did that. I used my new friend Post-it tape. You guys have Post-it tape? Oh, well, thank you, Jean. I'm going to take a piece of the Post-it tape and I'm going to put it over the you. This says love you. So we're going to do love first. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink up the love. Okay, I'm going to take off my Post-it tape, and there is love. How about that? Isn't that cool? Now I'm going to cover up the love. I'm going to quickly get, oops, let's try that again. Cover up the love. There we go. I'm going to get a little bit on my U. Yep, I'm going to go with it like this. And then stamp that down. And there's love you. So you can use it, even though it would have been a little too wide. If you use the Post-it tape trick, works every time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the center of my cute little frame. And then I'm going to glue this flat down onto the panel because remember, as I was talking about with Deb, the more dimensionals, the bigger, thicker it gets, the more likely you're going to need some extra postage. So if you don't mind, I don't mind either. Okay, so there's love you. And then all I did for the next one is out of my designer series paper, I fussy cut this cute little plant that I wish I had in my house, but I kill. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of the Tombow and put this down there. So pretty. I just love this brick in the background. So pretty. Well, we're halfway done, gals. We're getting there. All right, now for this one, I didn't do a whole lot because I figured I wanted this one to be the page that you're going to write your name. I always wanted to have one panel that you can write your name. So I have here a piece of Evening Evergreen and Basic White. The dimensions are on the PDF. And I'm just going to go ahead and place this on here. So it has a nice, beautiful border. Then I'm just going to take my layered pieces and put it right on here. So this will be room for you to write your name or maybe write a little message. And I didn't put anything over here because I just love the paper. Okay, so now we are on the last panel. Okay, let me show you the last panel here. We have some super cute little plants for this one. Okay, first of all, you will get a die cut of a plant stand. So this is your little plant stand. Isn't that so cute? Oh, love it. All right, and then you will get designer series paper so that you can fussy cut if you don't have the dies, or you can use your dies and get your little pot. Okay, and then again, here is your cute little leaves. let's go ahead and grab the Tombow and put this together. I'm going to take my little plant stand first. Just put a little bit on the back. Make sure I'm on the back right up here, because that will hold the plant stand in place. Okay, hold the pot in place. I'm going to just go ahead and put it right here. And it comes almost up to the top, but I let a little bit of the pot above the stand. Okay, and then before I put it on, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue at the base of my plant. Tuck it behind and push down. All right, there's my plant. Let's grab this, and looks like I put it on dimensionals. I guess I was going to be ready to pay whatever I needed to on this one because it's so fun, and I think the recipient will appreciate all my boosting here. All right, so here we go. Here is my cute little plant in the plant stand. You want to be careful not to have it too close to the edge so that it can close and open without bending anything. All right, last page here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of cinnamon cider. This is the little shelf. Okay, I'm going to put the shelf right about here on the brick wall. Let me show you the finished one here. So we're going to put a pot with a succulent maybe, and then the cute little note with the biggest thanks. All right, so here, these are also from the paper. So cute. I love these colors. This little Just Jade pot is one of my faves. And there we go. Turn that over. And we're going to go ahead and put 2 dimensionals on that. This suite makes it so easy to decorate. There's just so many cute images in the paper. I'm going to put him right on the shelf. Okay. Then lastly, I have this rectangle of soft seafoam. We're going to grab a little note with the biggest thanks. I'm going to get a little bit of the evening evergreen. Stamp that out. This is such pretty fonts in that. And that's just going to slip right up there on the top, kind of like a picture on the wall behind the plant. That's what I was going for. All right, so there you have it. That's how easy that is to put together. Lots of little pieces, but once you get your idea, it comes together really fast. But I'd love to see if you guys can come up with anything with any of the bundles. I think you could make these cards out of any of them. I've seen them with the peach bundle, with the pansy, so there's lots of them. So there we have all our sides. Here is where you're going to write your name and your message. And there's the final panel. So there we have it. That is adorable little pinwheel card. All right, let's move on to our second project here. This is a little gift box, and it holds, this is a little hand cream Target. This is hand sanitizer, Bath and Body, and then these I got on Amazon, the little tiny Tic Tacs. But you can put anything in them you like. You can do it without the divider, whatever you might need to make. You could put lots of great candies in there, of course. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm going to grab my, okay, here we go. We're going to start with a piece of evening evergreen. Are you noticing the pattern here? Thanks, Joanne. All right, this is a piece of evening evergreen, and this is cut at 6.5 by 9 inches. And I've already scored it. All this information is on the PDF. It's scored on the long side at 145 and 8. And on the short side at 1 and 5.5. So it's a really basic box, kind of like the clamshell boxes that I like to make. So the lid is connected to the box, so they can't lose it. All right, I'm just taking my bone folder now, and I'm going over all of those score lines. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and grab my scissors. And this is a really easy one to cut and prepare as well. You're going to look for all the squares, and these squares are going to be your little tabs. So I'm going to cut them to free them from the rest of the paper, and then I'm going to wedge them a little bit. You guys know why we wedge them, so that we don't have all that paper smushing together in the corners of the boxes. We'd like them to have lots of room so everything comes together nicely. So there's the one side all done. I freed up all 4 of those tabs. And then I'm going to turn it this way and do the exact same thing. This is one of the easiest designs for a box. That's probably why I like it. Puts it together quickly, and the box and the lid are connected. All right, so there we go. You can see our 6 little tabs now, top and bottom. I'm going to grab my Tombow now, and we're going to put some of the Tombow on 4 of the tabs. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue it together. This is going to be the bottom of our box. So we're going to bend the tab forward and slide it behind the panel so that the side of the panel and the fold match up. And with the Tombow, you don't really have to hold it very long, and it's ready to go. There's the second one, lining it up right there. And here comes 3 and 4. You guys know the drill. Okay. And last but not least, love Tombow. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room when you first adhere it, that if you don't have it quite in the right place. And then once it's dry, it's not moving. All right, now, if you look here on my box, I always like to add this cute little notch here. So when the person opens the box, they can put their thumb right there, and it makes it easier to open the box. The way I do that, this is gonna be the lid. I grab my 1-inch circle punch, and I just take a tiny little notch out of the front of the box. I just eyeball it, try to get it as close as possible. And then I just punch that right out. So that gives me that little notch there. You want to make sure you take the notch out before you glue your lid together. Don't ask me how I know that. I just know that's a better way to do it. Okay, last 2 tabs are getting a little glue. And we're going to bring down the sides. I like to adhere the last 2 flaps with the box closed, because that ensures you that the box will be the right size and the lid will come down and stay snugly on it. Okay, so there we have our box. That easy. All right, so let's go ahead and do our decorating. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start with a piece of the Designer Series paper. Love this white brick. And I believe it's 3 by 4, but all the dimensions are on the PDF. I'm going to lay that right there. And I love the little shelf that we made for the other card, so I wanted to do that again on the front of this card. I just thought that was so cute. All right, so let's go ahead. Again, it's going to be kind of the same as we did, although this is going to be 4 inches long by 1/4 inch. And let's make sure I'm putting it on the right. Yep, there's the notch. Don't want to put it upside down if I can help it. Here's our, okay, oops, let's move it over a little bit. See, that gave me a little bit of time to move it. Now, I have these tiny pieces that are 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch, and these are like little braces. I thought they made the shelf look a little more realistic. So I just put these cute little pieces right underneath. So it looks like it's connected to the wall. Although they do have those floating shelves now, don't they? Yes. All right. Now, next few things here. We're going to need another pot. And we're going to use these leaves. All these are from our paper. If you get the kit, you'll get a piece of the paper that you can fussy cut these out or use dies. Either way it works. Okay. The only thing, if you want to get this kit and you aren't going to get the bundle, you're going to have to use your own sentiments. So anything that I stamp this evening, you won't be able to do without. Does that make sense? All right, so here's our first lovely pot on the front here. And I didn't worry that much about it going off the edge. So there's our first, so cute. Oh, and then this is one of my little favorite pots, the pot with the 2 handles. That's gonna hold my spider plant. This is Evening Evergreen. Guess I've used a lot of that color tonight, love it. And let's go ahead and just stick that right behind my pot. Then I'm gonna turn it over. Dimensional, please. And this is just going to sit on the shelf just a little bit in front of the other. Okay, so there they are right on the shelf. Okay, I'm going to add this is Elegant, oh, I can't remember, it comes in gold, Elegant Trim maybe, gold and silver. This is great for the holidays, but of course I'm going to fit it into this project today. And I'm going to grab my glue dots. And we're going to put the cute little bow right on the spider plant right there. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. All right, last thing for the front, then we'll do the divider on the inside. We're going to have a strip of basic white, and we're going to use a stamp from the set To a Dear Friend. This is something you'd have to find one of your own if you're not going to buy the bundle, and that's perfectly fine. I try to make these kits usable, even if you don't want to get to buy the bundle. But I love the bundle. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to take my scissors and make a cute little tail on my banner and turn it over, 2 dimensionals, and we're finished with our front of our gift box. So really easy. It's just a matter of positioning all your cute little plants. I'm going to put that right up there. Oops. He's sagging a little on the right side. That's better. Okay, so there's my box. Okay, last thing. You're going to make a divider. Okay, this is the paper you're going to use. And this paper is 4 3/8 by 4. Okay, and on the short side, I scored it at 1 5/8, 2 1/8, 2 5/8. Okay, so there's 3 score lines here, and what you're going to do is you're going to form an M. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my bone folder, and I'm just going to go opposites. Okay, whatever way I folded the first score line, I go opposite on the next. Okay, you see how I made an M? Little bit of a zigzag. All right, now let's open my box. Now you can, if you want to, put a piece of tearing tape or something in there to close it, but it really stays very, very well in the box without that. And I think just the fact that it's not glued helps keep some pressure on it so that it will stay put. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and put our items in here. Remember, you don't need to put the divider in. It depends on what you're gonna put in here. Here is my cute little hand sanitizer. Then I have 2 little Tic Tac boxes in there. And then I'm gonna put my hand cream right there. Isn't that cute? I think that's just such a nice gift to give somebody. Okay, so there you have it. There is the gift box. So let me know if you have any questions about tonight's projects. I really, really enjoyed this week. Remember, you can, before the end of the evening, this PDF will be up on my blog, ready for you. I'd love to see what you guys come up with and see any of your pinwheel cards. Remember, if you are interested in a kit, just contact me and let me know, and I'll be glad to get one to you. All right. See if there's anything else. Yes, if you need a catalog, let me know. Joanne, I know you need one. I am getting there. All right, you told me earlier today. So I'm thinking anything else? Yes, we are going to be starting our paper and ribbon shares shortly. So if you'd like one of those, please let us know. It's a very, very busy time in Stampin' Up! World. So hope you can take advantage of some of the great new products that are coming out. So, all right. Thank you for joining me this evening, and I will see you next Tuesday. I have another really exciting project next week. That's something new, and I hope you enjoy it. I know you will. So, take care, and let me see those great pinwheel cards you make. All righty, girls. Thanks for joining. See you next week, and keep on stamping.